Hello. In this video I'm going to be talking about my thoughts on the anti-work movement. This is kind of like a response to like a few YouTubers that have discussed this topic, and one of them being very anti-work and is one of these anti-alias sort of channels. I don't know if I pronounced that right, to be honest. But yeah. Traditionally, as British people, in like the Western world, like America, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, all those sort of places, working class people, middle class people even, we take pride in work. I mean, probably everyone takes pride in work because we've been socialised and brought up for like the last 300 years, I think, especially like my time as well, and my parents' time and my grandparents' time. That we've been brought up to work, take pride in work, and if you didn't work, you were seen as lazy, you were seen as pathetic, you were seen as a scrounger, and kind of like shamed on and looked down on, so people went out of the way to make you feel like shit when you don't work. And I come from a family that's very much like that, traditionally, especially like my dad's side. With my dad, he takes inspiration from his father, and I've always had it drilled into me, you need to get out and do and work, you have to go and do a bit. And his dad was very much the same, so I think my dad took a lot of influence from his dad, like my granddad. There was a time where one of my uncles lost his job and he lost all confidence. And I think, like my granddad, the way he is, I think he's spent all of his life going around undiagnosed with possible Asperger's or something anyway. But he just went out of his way and rubbed it in his face, made him to feel like shit. Because at the time he was moving out of my hometown to like somewhere down south, and he went out of his way to bring my uncle down and he was saying stuff like, when I move from here, I'm not going to be unemployed, I'm going to find work, I'm going to find, just stuff like that. And that's kind of what my granddad was all about, to be honest with you. Like, he just didn't know any better. It's just how he was wired. But yeah, so traditionally, as British people, we take pride in work, but in recent years, I think like since like COVID, there seems to be a group of people that are anti-work, and to be honest, I've only heard about this through a couple of YouTubers that I watch that make similar content to what I do. And it's got me interested because I'm someone that's struggled to get into work, someone that's got Asperger's. I found it quite hard to get into work. I don't know if it's because I've been supported enough into it. like it's many reasons. It's to do with confidence, probably not being supported well into it, like not having good connections, because it's who you know, not what you know, which is the savage nature of game work and why I'm kind of against it. And yeah, just multiple reasons. And am I anti-work? Kind of. I just explained it to you a little bit there, because I'm kind of anti-work, or I'd say I'm anti-work because of the brutal nature of the industry, getting a job. Because these days, it's fucking hard to get a job. It's fucking brutal, because it's not what you know, it's who you know. And as a culture that I've been brought up and has been drilled into, oh, you work, that's the way of life, that's all you do in life. You work, work, work. Some people probably make a meme out of that, but yeah, as like a culture, right, it's just been drilled into us, but they have to make it so fucking hard to get a job, next to impossible to get a job, in fact. And I'm always thinking, do I blame myself that I can't find work, or is it the brutal nature of the industry? Because jobs are limited. And the mostly jobs that don't stimulate me, they don't excite me, they don't interest me. Where like I've been miserable in education for many years, probably doing something more in line with what I'm interested in, like art and animation, but I was miserable. So getting a job it's just doesn't make sense, where I was already miserable, going into something that could potentially make me more miserable. Because me personally, I'm not quite anti-work, because I need a purpose in life, and I see a job as what's the purpose of it for me, what's in it for me, because I think work is, you should have the attitude of, I think this is all what it's always should have been. It's like, yeah, I'll work, but what's in it for me? Is it gonna guarantee me a house? Is it gonna guarantee me stability? Is it gonna guarantee me enough money to survive on, more than enough money to survive on? And these days that's just not the case, where people can't afford to buy a house, they get underpaid, they don't have stability, and they're hanging by a thread. So a lot of people are just at the point of thinking, what's even the fucking point of working? Even my own daddy, who was always pro-work, you work, mentioned to me, yeah, because I've mentioned to him, oh, I need a job. This isn't my life for me, because I'm in supported living and stuff. And he was like, yeah, well, the grass isn't always greener when he works. Even him said that. I don't know if that's just his way of changing his mind, because he sees me as more of a vulnerable person these days. I don't fucking know. But yeah, that's, people are at the mindset of thinking there's not even any point working. And going to the question of, am I anti-work? And yeah, kind of. but I personally feel like I need some sort of purpose in life. Like, I'm not just one to do anything, but I'm someone that wants to do something I want to do, something I'm passionate about. Especially as someone who's got Asperger's, and we're supposed to have this specific niche interest, which I don't know if it's true or not. But I've had multiple interests. I've kind of had loads of things I'm interested in, loads of areas I'm interested in. But they're usually not seen as realistic jobs. Like, I'm into the arts, that's my thing really. And the arts is a wide spectrum of stuff like theatre, animation, painting, photography, filmmaking, acting. That's my thing, that's what I take an interest in. And I'm someone that currently volunteers at the minute. So if I was 100% anti-work, I don't think I'd bother volunteering. I'd just give up, just sit on my arse all day. Which I've flirted with the idea of, to be honest with you. But at the minute I've still got a little bit of desire and some sort of ambition to try and get something, but I think I'm on like my last fucking thread. I don't know how to explain it. This is like my last chance. I don't know. But we live in a world where you have to take failure on the chin, where you constantly fucking fail. Because I know for myself where I've failed so many fucking times. I feel like I've even been set up to fail at school, to be honest with you. But yeah, I volunteer because I've kind of got some sort of ambition still. I'm trying to work towards something. Like I work in a theatre, but that's just my foot in the door. But I'm around actors, creatives. It's usually actors that are probably on stuff like Coronation Street and Doctors and all that, which isn't my thing really, but it's still the industry. Like, you're around people that could potentially be famous in the future. For example, like there's people off Coronation Street that have been in Marvel films, I think, stuff like that. These big Hollywood films, but they're like the lucky ones. But yeah, maybe I don't always do it enough because I kind of have social anxiety as well, and I do think I'm a lazy guy as well. I admit it, I'm a fucking lazy bastard, and that's probably set me behind so fucking much. And I left uni when COVID just started, so I don't know if I blame COVID for my failures, but because I probably would have just been the same anyway. But you got to think maybe that did impact me because that's when the world stopped. But yeah, someone asked me the other day, like on one of my comments to the video, like you mentioned something like trying to think. I think this is something that could relate to this video, but I'm trying to think. Like he asked me something. My head's gone, sorry. Oh, like he said, like what? Oh, if you find it so like, you say you're so scared to get a normal job, but what made you get the courage of getting a voluntary job and stuff like that? And there's many answers to that. One, volunteering is more easygoing than getting a normal job, because I've heard stories about normal jobs, and probably one of the main reasons why I don't want to do a normal job is because I've heard places where it's a toxic environment, places like a warehouse, for example. A lot of bullying goes on. And a voluntary job, if you don't like it, you can just leave, and you're not suffering any consequences. It just stays the same. You're not losing out on anything. With a job, that's different, because you rely on that job. That's your income, and it's the toxic nature of paid work, the brutal nature of paid work. This is stuff that my support worker has explained to me, because I very nearly did get a normal job, but pulled out last minute because it could easily just mess things up regarding my house and my support benefits. It could just ruin everything. With volunteering, this is an opportunity to experiment, find my niche, find what I'm interested in, so I can dip my fingers into pies and test things out. And if I don't like that, I can try something else out. If I don't like that, I can try something else out. And when it comes to theatre, I think there's paid work in that, so I might as well start out as a volunteer and see what my chances are of getting a paid role at the theatre, which is probably in an area that I'm probably more interested in, rather than just getting a shitty job. And apparently it's the well-paid sort of jobs at the theatre. What I've heard anyway, it's not bad pay. So I think that's why I'm doing what I'm doing now. But ultimately, it's just the brutal nature of work where people have pulled out, they've checked out, they're not interested in it anymore. And I've flirted with that idea. Myself, I've had it in the back of my mind, what's the point? I might as well just give up. But I don't know, at the minute I've still got some sort of ambition to try and fancy my chances of something. But yeah, I think that's my views on the anti-work movement. Catch you in another video.